Lovely, thank you. So Psalm 104 is just one of the very, very many passages you will find in the Bible that talk about the glorious fullness and amazing parts of the creation. And there are examples in Job, all the way through Isaiah, lots and lots of New Testament references about how glorious and magnificent the creation is. Penny, thank you so much for those lovely videos. That final one you showed was beautiful. And can you send the link as well? I'll send it out to people. I thought it was amazing. Really, really beautiful way to think about how creation is. And God is our creator. And he is distinct from creation, but he's so evident in all of it. So I would understand that by saying that the natural world is not divine, but it is sacred. It is breathed out by God in whatever way you want to try and imagine it. Okay, that song talks about how God's design has helped things to evolve. And I really think, that's a wonderful aspect to understand how God has created this amazing human process, and we're kind of like at this point in it. And then the point in it when, it's very important. Romans 1:20 talks about how what is visible about God is evident in creation. Francis and Susie talked about the nature being the first incarnation. Okay? Jesus is the second incarnation, nature is the first incarnation. It points us, it shows us aspects of what God is like. And I would say that from my own life, that's a bit like on a mountain thinking about God, that all my most profound religious experiences, my most profound meetings with God have been in the natural world. Too many to almost go to now, that's not the point of what I'm talking about. I know other people relate to God in all sorts of different ways. But I think all of you, if you're not out there experiencing the natural world, you're missing the truth about what God might have to say to you. So, next slide, please. One more slide, isn't it? So Psalm 104 shows immediately, even with limited understanding of how the natural world works, that the psalmist understood that things rely on each other. God provides things for all creation to be fed, to work within each other. There's a whole bit of biodiversity there. And also, again, it talks about the fact that creation worships God. Again, for that song, therefore should we. Next slide, next little bit, thank you, one more bit. Now, the important thing to understand is what that psalm says, and also what some of the passages in Job say, is that we live now in a very anthropocentric world. We think the world is for humans. The world is not for humans. Yeah? We tend to think we're the summit of all creation. Well, maybe we're separate from it in some respects, but we are integral to it. We rely on it so importantly. And we have had our view warped of what the world is for. It's a world that is there for us to look after. So can we go on to our next little bit, please? Straight through the first bit. Okay, so the problem has been is that this word dominion. Okay, so in Genesis 1, it talks about God placing Adam in the world and there are all sorts of ways this has been translated. The word dominion, rule, subdue, reign over the earth. You may have that image in your head already. That's what mankind is here for. It's here to subjugate and subdue the earth. That is completely, and I could take you through all the theology, because I've read lots of it, about why that is a misapplication of the understanding of that word. It was a very helpful understanding when people wanted to exploit the natural world and conquer it and use all its resources, but it is not what the Hebrew originally means. It's talking about that aspect of us being to the natural world and God is to us, how God is to the natural world, how Jesus was to everyone else as a servant, as a careful, kind landlord who is caring for the earth. We have completely and utterly got that wrong historically. Yeah? And it's been used in all sorts of bad ways, obviously. Okay, thank you. So we have to forget that idea that creation is subservient to our needs. It really isn't. What hasn't helped over the centuries has been the idea that somehow Western culture is the best culture, and that exploration, colonialism is a really good idea. Make more people just like us because we're the right people. That's caused all sorts of trouble, obviously. And now people know that maybe that wasn't the most sensitive way to explore and discover great truths from around the world and great new species and great new things. And then there's the idea also of eradicating paganism, if you like, that we need to go as missionaries and get rid of all these horrible, terrifying practices that other people have because they're worshipping demons, devils, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't elements of other religions that are probably very harmful to people. What I'm saying is what we've done many times is we've thrown out many wonderful understandings about how we work the natural world in the process of everything else. People are now realising that Native American Indians and Aborigines have such a deep and clear understanding going back centuries and centuries of how to manage the earth sensibly, carefully, how to be good stewards. Something that we have lost. And people are only just starting to realise that their management of their land was wise, sensible, kind, loving, all the things that we have not been. And then, alongside that, you had, in the 19th century, this huge suspicion of science. You know, Darwin suddenly saying there was this thing called evolution, called a huge revelation within the evangelical Christian church. It terrified people that actually we could have evolved from monkeys. The idea that evolution, what was it there about Genesis? I'm not even going to go into the theology of Genesis and when Genesis was written. If you want to know more about that, I can do another Bible study another time. But safe to say it's caused an awful lot of problems with science, with faith debates that still has its legacy in many Christian churches, denominations today. Okay? Because people want to hold on to what they think is safe without realising that maybe God has a greater plan with all of that. And because of that, people denied so much about what is happening in our world, the truth and beauty we can find about God in the created world and what we should be doing about it. Next bit. Sorry, I'm rushing through this really fast. The other problem is that we've ended up with a very individualistic culture and a very individualistic Christian culture. We tend to think that salvation is purely about our own souls and it's nothing else. Jesus came to save, it says in Joshua 1, all things. It says in John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only son. When we say that, we really think of God so loved that, we think of those 8 billion people in that song. Actually, the Greek says, God so loved the cosmos. God so loved the world, not just people, the entire universe. Stars, the galaxies, God so loved everything. Jesus' death and resurrection was so significant in ways that we do not fully understand. We've limited it down to just being our own individual thing. We have we've narrowed our focus to a tiny little state, and we have missed the great glory of what God Jesus' salvation is actually fully encompassing. I'd love to take you through a really detailed examination of Colossians 1 about creation being happening through Christ and Jesus on the cross, reconciling all things to himself, not just us and our individual relationship. Okay? So that's another whole talk in itself, but I've really come to understand it was open my eyes to many other things. Okay, there is also this other idea of Christian culture that says, well, there's going to be a new heaven and the earth one day, so it doesn't really matter what happens to this one. Again, I'll be giving you a entire theological study why that is actually incorrect. Under new creation doesn't mean I've gone. There will be a new earth, maybe it's going to be a version of this one, but restored because of Jesus. So there are all sorts of reasons why that is a reason not to. You can't read that on and say, I'm not going to care about the planet right now. You really do have to care about the planet. Thank you. And then, let's do it all together. Thank you. Then, quite aside from us getting our Christian head around why we should care about God's beautiful creation, is indeed our own worldview that we are completely entrenched in capitalism, the breakdown of our society, and all our communities that we're no longer connected to the natural world. Our urban environments, our consumerism. Or can you just go back and write this up there? And then words. And we'll get them feel. Stop. One, two, three, last one, four. Oh yeah, just leaving the contact with the natural world, there wasn't anything very much. So, this is so important that we do actually contact and have connection with God's creation. And we have become completely separated from it. We think it really doesn't have very much effect on us, apart from our great religious tendency to talk about the weather all the time, which is now funny. Thank you, Sam. Next one. So, the New Testament and the Old Testament have lots to say about the land. I could do another whole talk about what Jesus said about the natural world. But one of the things in the Old Testament is how the land actually is affected by mankind's sin. And this is a classic text from the beginning, you can all up there, and there are 4 verses. Okay? Hear the word of the Lord, you Israelites, because the Lord has a charge to bring against you who live in the land. There is no faithfulness, no love, no acknowledgement of God in the land. There is only cursing, lying, and murder, stealing and adultery. They break all bounds and bloodshed follows bloodshed. Because of this, the land mourns, and all who live in it waste away. The beasts of the field, and the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea die. Very prophetic comment, isn't it? Actually, we're looking at the 6th mass extinction coming up, caused by us, not caused by a meteorite that wiped out the dinosaurs, but caused by mankind's impact on habitats, on the way we have completely ravaged the earth that is not only our home, but has all the living creatures, plants, animals, microorganisms that live in it. Okay, so here are some ideas. Okay, first thing, for your own good, connect with nature. Now, I'm sure I've said this before. Do some gardening, go for walks outside, encounter wildlife, look at stuff, sit in the bird hole, see what you can see. Feel that you're part of something which is a lot greater than just your own little tiny microcosmic little life, but look at the huge diversity around you. There are wonderful places you can do that. If you want to, looking at how you're going to save the planet is a huge thing, but there are lots of things we can do to use the 3 R's, reduce what we use, reuse it, recycle it, or even refuse to use it in the first place. Yeah? That's the 4th one, which is quite a good one. If you can, always eat gratefully, eat as much ethically produced and local produce as you can. I have changed quite a lot of the things I want to eat. Wherever I can, I try and buy organic food. I hardly ever bring it any longer if I do, but I'm just struggling. I try and only use fish from sustainable sources. It is really quite hard work trying to do it. Look for things. When you go to the supermarket, they're buying things that they're grown from South Africa or Australia. Why buy New Zealand land when our British farmers produce very good land? Just think about the air miles. Small things like that. They do make a very small difference, bit by bit by bit. And then think about, I don't know about you, but certainly during COVID, I didn't go out shopping very much, none of us did. I managed somehow with the same clothes. Didn't need to keep going and buying new clothes all the time. I maybe did a few more, but I only bought every 40 on. Can we make our hands more sustainable? What can we do about our forms of transport? I've decided I'm not going to fly anymore, you can obviously help it. I've got an electric car. Small things, but gradually you can start to make a difference. My next thing is to really go through all my cleaning products and think what I can use much more ethically than pumping detergent back. Have you seen the news about sewage outflows into our rivers and our seas? It's just shocking. It's inconceivably shocking, isn't it? But I'm glad it shocks you. Okay, so I've got loads more resources, I've got loads of stuff all about this, I've got lots of books if you're ever interested that I can produce a little book this week to find out more. I would love to do much more in this because I'm flying, beat to all of it. If anybody is interested in doing some Bible studies with me about what it means about God being a creator, what we can do. Any of the things that I've spoken about here, you may think that's interesting. I'd like to know more about that. Please contact me, talk to me after this, email me. I would love to share what I know, because I would have really good knowledge. Lots of people are producing prayers and action around COP26, and some organisations, Christian organisations, are giving an entire year of prayer vigils and absolutely everything. Someone has produced a whole load of prayers, and the next one, slide up here, is one of those. Okay, so I'm going to say it's tiny, all right? We're sorry, it's very small. I'll read it out. Okay, he uses the word cosmic again, which means the symbol of the stars, but in other words, cosmos means everything that God has created. Okay? So, Father of creation, God of compassion, the earth as a cosmic temple presents itself as a symphony of praise. A rich diversity of song and dance from a whole range of characters who inhabit, perform, and point you as the giver of gifts. God of creation, God of compassion, from mountain heights to ocean depths, across the seasons, non-human worshippers worship with a stunning array of unique characteristics and colours. The willow tree bows in reverent praise, while birds and flight join the walks of wonder. Since creation's dawn, you, O Lord, have opened their lips. You have filled their beaks, their wings, their lips, their mouths with praise. And we join them in saying that what you have made is good. To you we give praise, honour and glory. Father, creation, God of compassion, the cosmic temple has begun to sing a different song. A lament for what has changed, a requiem for what has been lost, a lament for what will be. Father of creation, God of justice, from mountain heights to ocean depths, the impact of humanity has been made known. Instead of worshipping, tending and keeping, we have forsaken the trade and plundered. Have mercy on us according to your steadfast love. Father of creation, Father of God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, we live within beauty and brokenness. We ask that you would give us a melody of praise to join with creation's cosmic song and dance. We ask that you would give us a lament that grieves for what we have lost and what will be. Amen. May the melody of our humble existence take up afresh our priestly calling to tend and keep your cosmic temple until the redemption and restoration of all things. Father of creation, to him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb, be praise, glory, and honour. Amen. I'll pull that down for you later. I think I've overrun, but I just have a couple of things I would like to show you. What I do in my job, I work as a volunteer with the and I try and engage children in how amazing the natural world is. And I brought a couple of things just to show you. I'd like a volunteer. Can someone else will come and stand social distance from me, please? Anybody? Thank you, Christine. Okay. I have here two beautiful colours. Anybody? Any idea what these might be from? Bird. Bird? Very good. Each other. Kestrel on my left. Kestrel on my left. This one? Ow. No, it's far. Okay. Right, you see your legs in my. Okay, so I want you to tell me if you can hear the sound they're past you. Okay, stand. Okay. Yep, hear it. Okay, yeah. You can do it. Right. Yeah. So, think about birds. You know, you're not going to take a talk with me without having anything about birds, right? Kestrels, both birds prey. Kestrels catch prey by hovering. They use speed. So they'll wind hover, their head will be rock still. You've probably seen them on any other motorway. Yeah, absolutely. Very common birds to see. They hover, and then, if you watch, their heads are rock steady, their focus is what they can stop. And then they use the evidence to find they swoop and they go very quickly. Okay, that's how they catch their prey. Barn owls and other owls do it by stealth. They're prey that people come in, not necessarily because they're that fast, but they're as fast as they because they're silent. Christine can hopefully see, whereas you can't, if you look at the other guy's testing colour, it's very down. If you look at the edge of the barn owl, how does that make it silent? because it breaks up the air. Amazing, amazing evolution. How God has set something in motion. Birds have inhabited this planet a whole lot longer than we have, which is why an amazing bird like the warbler will fly all the way to Africa and build a nest like this. And then there's a reed warbler, and it's attached to the reeds. Okay? So inside the reed warbler will lay several every year, over and over. What happens there, of course, is there's another bird called cuckoo who flies over from Africa at the same time and will lay eggs that is exactly the same coloration as the eggs inside the nest. Female cuckoos, we don't know how to do that. Yes, they're very, very big birds. They rely on other birds to bring up their nest. The egg will be much bigger, and what this bird will do, it will hatch out, it will kick the other eggs out of the nest, and it will end up filling this nest like this. And the parent goes through this bit. When that cuckoo is ready to fledge and fly back to Africa, it will fly back to where its parent came from, even though it's never known. Isn't that amazing? Last thing I'm going to show you in my box of bundles, I'm going to show you something. This is another thing that you can do. Okay, this is a lump of peat. Okay, so a bit of Wickham peat. We live in an area of the country which has got this amazing peaty soil, fantastic agriculture. Yeah, more than 50% of all the fruit vegetables or all the vegetables that are grown in the UK come from this part of the UK. Okay? Very good for us, you know. However, it degrades. When it dries, it crumbles. This is an amazing, amazing carbon store. It needs to be kept wet. 3% of the Earth's land surface is peat. That stores more carbon than all the world's forests. Yeah, it's amazing. So, well, what we're doing at Wickham is we're trying to increase our carbon store by spreading Wickham out to Anglesey Abbey. That means we can capture as much carbon as possible here and preserve this important peat soil. If you do any gardening, please don't buy peat. Make your own compost or find peat-free compost, because it is one of the, I'm holding probably the most precious thing on the planet, to be honest. That's a lifesaver, absolute lifesaver. Contains so much carbon in that little thing. Okay? Okay, lecture over. Thank you very much. Do you want to know what